Hello YouTube, this is Nuclear DJ Games, and today we have a new World of Tanks Blitz video. So it's been a while since I last spoke over one, and I think that was probably the T25 review, or even before that. So what's happened now is Wargaming has released update 5.5, which I am calling the Tank Purge. And the reason is because they've got rid of all the tier 1 tanks and made tier 2 tanks tier 1, which kind of makes sense as it gets them used to the play style of the tanks later on. They've also removed some tanks as well. So starting from the American line, they removed the Jumbo Sherman or the M4A3E2. For the Germans, they removed the VK30-01M, I think it is. And then for the British, the Sherman 3, which was before the Sherman Firefly. I think it's just because these tanks were mainly unpopular. In the French line, they've actually got rid of the tanks that were all before the French, and they've just had the B1. I can't remember exactly what was before the AMX ELC. I think it was the R35 and then the AMX 40, yeah. So they got rid of those. So we're also going to be selling some premium tanks in this video as well. This is mainly going to be the ones I haven't actually played with, and we can see how much gold we're going to get from this. So I do have some of these other tanks on my other account, which I use now as well. That's the account that's got the KV2 on it and some of the low tier premiums I've made videos about. That just means that my record on this account doesn't get messed up. So as you can see, the game has given us the VK30-01D for the replacement of the VK30-02M. And although I've got both tanks, I think it's kind of a bad idea in a way they got rid of the VK, because it means I now have to basically use a new tank to research the VK30H, as well as I already have a Panther, so that doesn't matter much. So when they got rid of the KV13, they actually gave me the T43 back for some reason. Now, none of these new tanks in my garage came out of credits, and I basically already had 4 million before anyway, so that's not too much of a problem. Considering I played with the T43 already, I just need to master it really and play more battles in it again. So I'm quite happy that they gave us some tanks to compensate for the ones they replaced. I will be keeping the VK and the KV13 in my garage for some time. I won't be selling the T7 car, partly because I really like this tank and I actually sold it the first time I had it, so we won't be doing that again. I will be selling the T15, partly just because I've never played in it and it's never really in my interest playing it either, as I don't really like low tier premiums too much and I do prefer higher tiers. So you do get a decent amount of gold for all these tanks, and I'm quite glad that Wargaming allowed us to sell them for gold rather than silver. So we're just going to sell this. So that's 950 gold for the T15, that's quite good. Another tank I won't be selling is the BT7 Art. That's just because I've played so many battles in it and I really enjoy playing in it, and I want to try and get another 7 kill mastery. So another tank we will be selling is the LTP. This is partly just because I've never used it on this account, so we got a good amount of gold for that. We will also be selling the M2 Light as well. Sorry, M3 Light. That's just because as well I haven't used it on this account and I've used it on my other one. So we're up to 3,000 gold now. That would be a tier 5 premium. So the A32 as well, although it is a tier 4 premium and it is really good apparently, I'm also going to sell it as well for 1,400 gold. This is just because, again, I don't really want to use the tank as it's low tier premium, and as you can see I've already got the SU100Y and the SU12244, which I need to play with. So we just sold the light VIC and we're now up at 5,200 gold, I won't be selling the Hetzer, partly just because I want to keep the whole Girls and Panzer collection, and I doubt they ever bring it back. Today I will be selling the Scavenger as well. This is just because I've only played it in Mad Games, and so far I found it to be a tank that I don't really like. Its statistics kind of remind me of a few of the tanks that I didn't like playing with at early tiers, and although they may never come back, I think it will be worth still getting the 250 gold just to bring it up again. I do really like the look of the Scavenger, but as I said, the stats aren't really what I'm looking for in a tank, and I'll probably get on the packages in the store. I'd like to get either the T28 concept, maybe if I get enough gold, or the M4A1, the French one. None of the basic premium tanks really interest me at the moment. There are some really good ones like the IS-6 or the Low, I think it's called. The T23 is also one that I'd possibly like to get. However, I think at the moment I'm just going to give it some thought and see what tank I want to get later on. I also want to play some more battles in the VK and the KV-13, and then hopefully sell them on for quite a lot of gold. The VK is worth 500 and the KV-13 is worth 1500 in gold, so that will really bring it up as well. So I'm quite happy with the new update in general. I think it's quite good they've allowed us to sell premium to gold. I'm not too happy with some of the tanks they've removed, like the Sherman E2, but other than that I think it's quite a good update to have. It teaches new players how to use different types of tanks earlier on, and there's not been too much change to all the tank lines. As you can see, I still need to go up the French line and the Chinese line, and also get top tier Japan in the STB1. So right now we're just going to buy the B1. This is because I want to really research the ELC and go up the French light tanks, as I've played with the AMX 1375 and all below on Xbox and also on PC as well. So although they got rid of the AMX 40, it's kind of good in a way that I don't need to play with it to research. And although it's quite a famous tank for the French line, I did play it on Xbox already, so I already have an experience of playing the tank. The LC is one of my favourite tanks on Xbox. However, I do know that they didn't add the best gun for it to Blitz yet, so maybe that will come out in the next update, and maybe they'll just not add it because maybe it's too OP for the game. However, the ELC is a tank I really want to play in anyway, in Blitz, and I do have enough to research it. I'm just going to save my free XP for either a high tier module or for another tank that I'm really wanting to get. So I'm quite happy I bought the B1. It's good that I can now research and play more battles in it and hopefully master it as well, which I didn't manage to do before. If the mastery is quite good, I'll probably record it and upload it to my channel, but I think for now we'll just play some battles in it. So that's the French line done. The next thing for me to do is to buy back the Crusader. One thing you will notice is that they removed the Churchill GC from the game. I did forget to mention that earlier. I think it's just because it was a really unpopular tank, no one really played it. However, I would have researched it with Churchill 1 if I knew they wouldn't get rid of it. And I wouldn't have bought it either, actually. Anyway, so the Crusader is basically now allowed to research the Sherman Firefly. This is why I bought it back. This is because I just want to have a Sherman tank in my garage to play with. I haven't really researched the American Shermans, and as I said, they've removed the E2, which is the one I'm more interested in over the E8. So the Sherman Firefly is probably going to be quite similar to the E8 in terms of gun, but it was historically probably more powerful, I'd say, with its 75 pounder. However, I just really want a Sherman in my garage. It'd be good to master the Crusader as well. As you can see, I still need to get a couple of British tanks. We still got to get the Kai and the Vernon, the Comet, and one day, hopefully, the FV215B, and even the Centurion. So with the American line, they've moved the Shafi up to tier 6, and they've put the T-37 after the M4 now. So I think they got rid of the M7, so we're just going to buy back the T-37, then I can research the T-71. I won't buy it, but it's good to have all the tanks in the tech tree researched. So the T-37 is a really good tank. I really like it, and I also like the M41 Bulldog, so it doesn't really stop me from researching the T-49 either, and I'm really looking forward to getting that tank. So it has been quite a while since I last played Blitz. I have been playing PUBG M for quite a while now, and some PS4 games like War Thunder. However, with the new update, I will come back, and I'll definitely start playing again. So as you can see, with the German line, they've kind of made everything different to how it used to be. There's new German heavy tanks like the VK100P, the Mausen I think it's called, and then it leads to the Maus. If you have the VK4502B like I did, you can still research the Maus until 5.6, but they've also added a new tank as well, which I'll show you in a minute, for the tier 10 Germans. So I'm also going to use the VK to research the Leopard in another way, even though I want the light tanks like the RU. I'm also going to get the Jagdtiger at some point, and definitely get the broomsticks leading up to the Grill 15. So here's a new tank they've added. It's the VK7201K, which has already been added to console and PC. I'm really looking forward to researching this tank. However, it seems I don't have the credits at the moment to get it. So I think today I'm just going to spend it grinding for credits, and we'll try and get to 5 million by the end of the week, hopefully. It shouldn't take too long, I think, and maybe if I master a couple of tanks and play enough battles in them, I'll probably sell them, like the Crusader and the B1. So I'm quite happy they added the new German line. So overall I'm quite happy with update 5.5. Update 5.6 will probably be a couple of tweaks to the game, such as making the VK not be able to research the Maus anymore. But overall, I think they'll probably make that update quite good as well. So I'd just like to say thank you for watching this video. Please like, comment and subscribe for more World of Tanks Blitz videos, and I'll see you in the next one.